today we're going to be working on measuring you for crutches, a walker, and a cane, and then I'm going to show you the different gait patterns that you'll be using for those tools, okay?
Okay.
So we'll start by measuring you for your crutches. And I already set them up, just guessing on what your height would be. So first what I'm going to have you do is stand up. And then since your right is the one that's bothering you, it doesn't really matter which side you keep these on, just whatever you prefer. You'll place your hand on top of the grips, and then you'll use your other opposite hand to push up from the chair, okay? And then when you stand up, you'll just place them on both sides, and we'll just finish the measurement, okay?
Okay.
So I'll give you those. And you go ahead and place them on each side. And then I'll straighten them, do the 2 lateral and 4 to 6 front. Line it up with your axillary fold right here. Do the same to this side, 2 to 4. And make sure you're not looking down because we want to keep you straight, and then be sure to not touch the armrests as well because they're not measured properly yet, okay? So I pre-measured my 3 fingers and they're about 1.5 inches, so we want to make sure there's that 1.5 inches from the fold to the top of the crutch. So it looks like they're a little bit too low, so we're going to go ahead and raise them up 1. Are you okay to stand there?
Yeah, I am. Thank you.
Maybe. There it goes. That one back under there. The 2 to 4. And then we'll do the same to this one. Place that back under there and make sure they're level under that fold. Back at the 2 to 4. Okay. Don't look down, sorry. Okay. So now I'm gonna measure your armrest, and they want the top of the armrest to be aligned with your crease, so that actually looks right. That looks about as close, because if it goes too high it'll be way above that crease of her wrist. So we'll just measure with her angle with the goniometer with the armrest at say R, just to see.
I can grab them now?
Yeah, you can grab them. So we want the angle to be between 20 and 25. So we'll start right at 25, measuring up here at the acromion, down here at the joint of the elbow. So where am I? 25. That looks.
Let me get the 25 once you have it.
Fairly. Oh, okay. 25. That actually looks pretty well. I think if we were to go any lower or higher, it would mess up the measurement with the wrist, with the pads. So I'd say if you're comfortable with walking in them,
Yeah, I think so.
that would be okay.
Okay.
Okay. So then if you just want to have a seat, go ahead and take a few small steps backwards to find your chair. Put the crutches on the one side, go ahead and take a peek and sit down. Perfect. So then I already have a pre-made pair of crutches for myself to show her the gait pattern. So for crutches we have the 4-point weight bearing is tolerated with her right lower extremity. Okay, so for the gait pattern, I'll be showing you forwards, backwards, side to side, and turning with this specific gait pattern. So if your right extremity is hurting, then, and we're doing a 4-point, we want to do the opposite crutch, foot, opposite crutch, foot, crutch, foot, crutch, foot, crutch, foot. And then going backwards, we would just do the same thing. Crutch, foot, crutch, foot, crutch, foot, and crutch, foot. Going side to side, we would do crutch foot, crutch foot, crutch foot, and crutch foot. Same thing going backwards. Crutch foot, crutch foot, crutch foot, crutch foot. And turning, you want to turn towards the good side. So the good side. So since your right is the one that's in pain, going in the circle or turning, you would want your stronger side to be in the middle. So when we're turning, we'll do crutch foot, crutch foot, crutch foot, crutch foot, crutch foot. Oops, crutch foot, crutch foot, crutch foot, crutch foot. And then sitting down in your chair, we'll do, if you're walking to the chair, you want to make sure when you go to sit down, your good side is up against the chair when you're turning into it, if that makes sense. So for example, the good side is going on the side of the chair. Oh, I just messed up. And then we step back. So the chair is up against our calves. We'll place the crutches on the side, whichever you prefer. Same thing standing up. We're just gonna sit down. You'll grab on top, look for the chair, and sit down. So that would be the gait pattern for the crutches. Now we'll move on to the walker. So starting with the walker, you'll just do the same thing. I'll keep this right here. You'll step up with the chair, and then once you're up and steady, you'll grab a hold of the grips up here, okay?
Okay.
Perfect, okay. So now we're going to measure this one. We're gonna have it you're gonna be on the one side.
Okay.
So you'll scoot forward, and then you'll just let your arm just hang loose. So, these are really tall for me. So again, with the crutches, the grip will be in line with the fold of the wrist.
Okay.
So go ahead and back up and sit down for me so then we can make these. There you go. We'll go to the second to last one. Since that was a huge difference. Okay, we'll try that one. Here, going to one side, and we're still, I wonder if this might be too high of a, maybe one would work. We'll just drop down to the last one, so go ahead and take a step and sit back down for me. There we go. Okay. Third time's the charm. There you go.
Sorry, I'm so short.
Oh, it's okay. That's a little better. It won't go any shorter, but your fold, your crease is pretty much right aligned with the top. Yeah, any other height wouldn't work out. So this, if it's comfortable to walk with, are you standing up straight? You're not looking down? That's a little better then. A little better. Okay, but if it's comfortable, if you're in between the two sizes, we'll just test it out. If it's comfortable to walk in, then we'll just go from there, okay? So then now with the walker, we're at a 3-point non-weight bearing on your left leg.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and step back and grab the seat and sit back down.
Do you want to measure? Does it matter how it is when I'm holding it?
The 20 to 25.
Is this the right spot for my feet?
Go ahead and take a couple steps out, just so we're away from the chair. And then bring that out, so then this back one is in line with the middle of the back leg.
Okay.
And then if you're standing up straight and not looking down, we'll be at the 25. There's the 25. It's a little off. It's going to be more towards 30. But it won't go any lower. So just for the sake of the angle, we'll see if I can find another walker that's a little shorter.
Okay.
So go ahead and sit back down. There you go. Okay. So this one is a tiny bit shorter all the way down. So go ahead and stand back up. Take a step forward with the walker. And bring the walker forward.
Okay.
And then make the back legs are in line with the middles of your feet.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking up straight, head up, resting.
Mm-hmm.
Measure. Oh yeah, that's better. I can already tell. Yeah, that's much better. That's right at 25. Okay. Perfect. So go ahead and take a tiny step back to where your calves are touching and sit down for me. Perfect. So then now I'll show you the gait pattern that you'll be using for the walker. I'm going to use the other one since it's a little taller for me. Okay. So now I'll show you the gait pattern with the walker that you'll be using for your left leg this time. And it's a 3-point non-weight bearing. So then what you'll do is you'll stand in the walker, you'll have no weight on your left foot, so you'll keep that dangling. You'll put your walker out first, and then you'll push down on the walker, and you'll just slide on through. But you want to make sure that your foot that's coming through isn't going past the front legs of the walker, okay? Because then you'll throw everything off balance, and we don't want you to fall. So then I'll show you just going forward. Push and come forward. Push into the walker. And same thing with going backwards. The walker backwards. But you don't want to bring it back too far because then you could get caught on your leg or anything like that and throw your balance off your. You don't. And then we'll go side to side. Same thing. And other side. And turn. Make sure your good leg is in the center of the circle as if you were turning. And then when you're walking up to the chair to sit down, the same thing with the crutches, you want your good side on the side of the chair when you're going to turn. So if you were coming in on this side, you would want your good leg on the side of the chair. You're turning, and you're going to go backwards to make sure the calf is touching the chair. You will look, and then you'll grab and sit down. Okay? So last but not least is the cane. And the cane is very similar to the walker. So when you stand up, I'll have you keep this in your hand, but pushing off with the armrest of the chair. It's not very safe for you to push up with this as you're sitting down because then it could slip, you could fall, things like that.
Okay.
So go ahead and hang on to that and push off with the armrest and stand up for me.
Okay.
And this is on your left leg. So this is your left. So we want the cane on the opposite of the injured leg, okay? So go ahead and just stand straight up. We're gonna measure along the femur. And same, do you mind if I roll this up?
no.
Okay. Same with the crutches and the walker. It's gonna go, let me see, it's easier to see. the fold of your wrist will be at the top of the cane.
Okay.
So this will have to go down some. That's pretty good. Yeah. Let me go one more lower just to see what it would. Oh, that's better. Okay. So go ahead and grip onto the cane, and we'll do the same 2 inches lateral, 4 to 6 up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then I'll go ahead and measure that. And that should fall in the same degree of 20 to 25.
Okay.
So we'll start at 25.
Should the cane be straight up and down?
Yes. Is that your question?
No.
Yeah.
I was just thinking. I think it should be, right? Like,
Yeah, I think so.
because otherwise, yeah, I wouldn't be able to push it down.
Yeah.
So that's right where it would be.
Yeah.
Because I'm on my wrist.
Sorry.
Never used one of these before.
So starting from here to the joint, and that is 25 exactly.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so you'll take a little step back, find the chair, and have a seat. Perfect, and then I will show you the gait pattern that you'll be using for your cane.
Okay.
And this is a modified 2-point and full weight bearing, so you can put all your weight on it. Perfect. So your left leg, so the cane is on the opposite of your injured leg. Modified 2-point, your injured leg and the cane is coming forward at the same time. You'll push down on the cane and go forward. But you don't need to put all your weight into the cane because since you are full weight bearing on your left leg, you can just walk like normal. So, if you're starting out in your tripod, we'll go forward, injured leg and the cane at the same time. Same with going backward, injured leg and your cane at the same time. So then when we're going side to side, you'll take the cane out and then you'll step this way. And then going to the other side, cane in, stepping this way.
Mm-hmm.
Turning around, same thing. You want to turn with your good leg on the inside. So we would turn this way. Same as you're walking, the injured leg and the cane will go at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And then going to sit down in a chair, same exact thing. You would want the good leg on the side of the chair you're going to sit down. So injured leg and cane, and your good leg will be on the side of the chair. You'll continue to turn around, back up to where your calves are touching the back of the chair. You'll peek and then you'll sit down. Okay? So now that we've done the gait training and measurement for both the crutches, the walker, and the cane, do you have any questions for me? No. Got it. Okay, and I think that's it.